Hello, hello, Dr. Leona D'Amore here, and I'm going to talk today about beliefs and what do you believe and where did those beliefs come from, and maybe start kind of unwinding those beliefs to help you get to what you want to create or attract in your life. Okay, that's going to be the primary focus. Went to a great seminar recently. I love this woman, Esther Hicks. She's all about the law of attraction. And I've been listening to her. I probably got her book 20 years ago. She is the original law of attraction. But I have the pleasure of listening to her for at least an hour and a half a day, to and from work every day. So her seminar was brilliant, very empowering, but it kind of got me thinking about how I can help other people and pass on some of this information and incorporate some more stuff that I have going on. So we'll get started. We're going to talk about beliefs. All right, so beliefs. Where do they come from? So basically, a belief is something that you keep telling yourself or something that you believe. It's a thought that has occurred that you learn over and over and over again by telling yourself. Now, here's the thing with beliefs. What I would like you to do is suspend your attachment to what you believe and instead be open to understanding and considering possibly you don't have all the information, or maybe there's a different way to do things or a different way of looking at things, okay? And I'll talk you through and I'll explain why. So with regards to beliefs, they come from different places. You know, as we grow up, we learn our beliefs from maybe from our community or from our church or from our parents, or it might be in the schools we learn our beliefs. It might be from an experience, okay? And so we take all this information in, and beliefs are subjective. They're subjective. They're based on what our reaction was to that. So the other thing that's interesting about beliefs is it has been shown through research that DNA, your family tree, and the beliefs and the fears of your ancestors are passed down in your DNA to you. So sometimes when people have like strange phobias, or they just are very rigid on, I will not take pills, I will not eat meat, or they're very rigid in that, understand that it might not really be coming from them. It might be something in their lineage that's been passed down through their DNA. So that's where we want to start working through that and unwinding that stuff and being open to changing or perceiving things differently, okay? So a lot of people don't know that your DNA passes down energy and beliefs and behavior systems. So that's kind of a big thing. And they did that through, with Auschwitz survivors is how they figured that out, is that the fear and the trauma was all passed down. No, so we want to think about that. We look around the world today and we wonder, like, why are people coming unglued and crazy? Well, if you're energetically carrying all that old shit with you, that's not even your stuff, sometimes you don't see things as clearly. So that's the stuff we want to address today, okay? So beliefs are something that you think over and over, and there are many different ways you can be influenced by them. But again, what I want you to do is just be open to considering that, maybe it isn't my belief. Maybe that was something that I was taught and it's really not true, or it no longer holds true for me where I'm at this place in time. Now, our beliefs also affect our behaviors and how we show up in everyday life. So for instance, if we grew up with somebody who was very critical of us as a child, and they were very critical of us, we might become a little bit more judgmental and critical of other people, because that's what we've learned. We've learned that behavior. So it's not how we're naturally wired, but once again, we've learned that behavior, okay? So these beliefs influence how we live our entire life. They influence who we interact with, how we dress. Michelle, something weird happened. It turned black. I don't know if that's a big deal, but how we show up at work, what jobs we'll take, what jobs we won't take, who we'll interact with, where we'll go, places we'll go. So again, we want to see if we can expand our horizons a little bit and look at things a little bit differently from our own beliefs and our own limiting beliefs as well. Because oftentimes we will not move forward in life for one particular reason because of old limiting beliefs or behaviors or small talk that's going or something somebody said to us. I can remember when I was younger, I was working at a McDonald's, and I can remember the manager telling me that I was lazy. And I was like, I took that to heart because I was like, what? Okay, granted, it was only McDonald's. But now here in my adult life, I think, you were 40-something telling a 16-year-old that I was lazy. That really wasn't a way to motivate and raise somebody up. But I took that to heart. When I was 16, I can still remember that. And that's not true though, but I want you to understand that I'm great at reflecting and looking at myself. And if somebody says something or something happens, one thing I would say to you is take a pause, take a step back and say, just because they say that, is that true? Is that true? Because what he said about me is the furthest thing from the truth, and it always was. But it was him dropping his shit on me is what it is. And that's where a lot of our beliefs come from. Now imagine if I had lower self-esteem or I wasn't able to do my self-work. That's something I could drag around with me for the rest of my life. And if it was somebody who was really important in my life and they said something to me, just like that, I could drag that belief around with me forever. And that would sabotage me forever. So what I want you to do is, any beliefs you have, spend a little time saying, well, is this really true? And who says? And maybe that was then, and that was appropriate at that place and time, but maybe it's not really relevant at this point in time. This is why I'm able to grow and expand, okay? So we're gonna start looking at things that way. So the other thing with regards to beliefs is they have to do with, and they come from people in our lives, oftentimes people closest to us. I came across this great little chart, and I'm going to share it with you, about relationships, okay? And this really helped nail some things down and make me real clear on some things, and I love that it was all nice and packaged, because the people you spend time with the most and around the most, those people can raise you up or bring you down. And so I'm just going to kind of read off the difference between these two, a healthy relationship and a toxic relationship. And we'll talk about those. Okay, so a healthy relationship, this is what it looks like. Some of us, I was 45 years old before I really found a healthy relationship. Like, what? 45? Like, are you kidding me? Some of us might not ever I know people who never got to that place in their life, okay? And if nobody ever teaches us or talks to us about that, how do we get to that place? And how do we even know? And how do we even have the courage to look at it and say, maybe this is not serving me, all right? So, healthy relationship looks like this. There is trust involved in that relationship. Trust. You don't second guess. When you're with somebody that you don't trust, you are gonna second guess. And I will tell you something about that because I've been working with people for 20 years, and I will tell you, all emotional stuff shows up physically in the body. All emotional things show up physically in the body. So for instance, let me give you a little idea about this. Trust. Say you're with somebody and you're in a relationship or you're in a friendship or something, and they tell you something, and you're like, I don't know. Something doesn't resonate or something doesn't feel right with that. You gotta work through that, because that underlying questioning is your intuition saying, check this out, make sure you're aware. That little nagging thing, you have to address that and work through that. Because in a healthy, trusting relationship, you trust them and you believe what they're gonna say, because they've got your back and you've got their back. One thing I have learned over time is, there's a great saying I learned from my mistakes, and I didn't do this, but I highly recommend it. It's called trust and verify. The verify is kind of important. It doesn't matter how close they are in your life, you should verify, okay? Don't abdicate your power because you blindly trust them, because I've learned from that mistake. And trust and verify, that's all. But a healthy relationship is about trust, and you're not second guessing everything that they say. When you've been in an unhealthy relationship, you second guess everything that they're saying, and you're questioning and you're wondering, and you're like, is this true, is this not? When you're in one of those, this is where I see people cycling, going crazy. They go crazy, and here's why. Your intuition is telling you, and women, we must trust our intuition, okay? It's there, it's a gift, it's to protect us, it's to guide us, okay? Our intuition is saying, something ain't right, this doesn't feel right. And then logical is saying, no, it's fine, you should believe that. Anytime you're having that push and pull, just be very, very aware of that, because if it's a repetitive pattern in a relationship, that's kind of a red flag, and you gotta reconcile that thing. You gotta reconcile, because I've seen many good people, strong women's lives unravel with that questioning and guessing and second guessing, because really, when you're in an unhealthy relationship with somebody like that, they're teaching you how not to trust your intuition. And my God, the damage that does to your soul, it takes years to unwind that. And this is exactly why I love doing this stuff. Because if somebody would have said to me when I was 20, when I would have learned these things when I was 20, just planted that seed when I was 20 years old, it would have probably changed the trajectory and prevented a lot of repetitive mistakes, okay? So trust, first and foremost, healthy relationship, trust. One, learn to trust you. The most important relationship is with yourself, by far, with yourself, with a higher power, but with yourself, okay? Learn to trust yourself. And if you've been in an unhealthy relationship, that's probably one of the best things you can do for yourself, is learn to trust yourself and your intuition. Other people might tell you you're crazy. You know what? Pioneers and people who move forward in life are always considered crazy. And understand that other people can drop their fears on you, okay? Or they're fearful that you will outgrow them and outgrow your relationship, and therefore they're gonna lose you, is what they feel, okay? But really, in you raising yourself up, what you can turn around and do, and what we should all do is, as we move forward, is we should all take a minute, turn around, see who's in our circle that needs help and reach out to them and give them a hand up. Not a handout, give them a hand up and help them move forward, okay? And that's how you develop trusting yourself. No, I got this. I learned to trust myself. I learned to listen to myself. And then teaching other women this and teaching our girls this. This is kind of important, okay? Healthy relationship, there's gonna be trust. There's not gonna be that ongoing, something's wrong, okay? That's a big one. Accountability. In a healthy relationship, when somebody does something or you have challenges or don't see things the same way, there is good communication and the ability to be accountable and reconcile what's going on. You can say, you know what, you're right, I didn't do that, I forgot about that. Okay, this is what we can do. And you reconcile it, that's all. Healthy relationship, that happens. It's safe in a healthy relationship, safe in the ability to communicate. If you're in a relationship and you cannot show up authentically and speak your truth, you're hiding your soul, and you're damaging your soul is what you're doing, because you're not speaking your truth and you're not showing up authentically. The greatest gift you can give to anybody in a relationship is showing up authentically. The greatest gift you can give the world is showing up authentically. So many of us with our beliefs, oh, I don't want to do that. They'll think I'm this, or they'll think I'm that, or I'm too this, or I'm too that. We have all that stuff going on. No. We don't want to drag that around with us. We want to let our light shine, okay? So in a healthy relationship, there's gonna be the ability to communicate openly, okay? Super important. Cooperation and collaboration. Healthy relationships are about, I help you, you help me. I help you, you help me. If there is a keeping score, we got a problem, okay? This is what, I don't keep score, okay? If you're giving of your time and your energy to that person, you give freely. Why? Because you want to give. That is a nature, and you truly, truly want to help. But takers will oftentimes give, and they will keep score for you and shame you on those things, okay? That's not a healthy relationship, just so you know. Took me years to figure this out. Not a healthy relationship. So just be aware of that. There should be an equal exchange. The operative word is an equal exchange and collaboration and cooperation in a healthy relationship, okay? You support each other and you encourage each other. That's another big thing. Support and encourage each other, okay? And you're open again to communication. Even if you don't agree, maybe you don't agree because somebody sees things differently and they have a different skill set or different experiences, and they actually have something different to bring to the table. Just because they don't agree with you, don't shut down. Don't shut down, because they're bringing all their personal stuff in. And if it's a healthy relationship, understand they're on your team. Don't fight them and sabotage, and don't block your own good stuff coming to you, okay? Be open, because once again, if you're locked rigidly in your beliefs, you oftentimes shut off a lot of things because you're like, no, I got this. No, I'm right. And you'll sabotage relationships, a lot of relationships, in your need to be right. That's not good, because then you block off your own. And some of us have learned these unhealthy patterns over our lives from growing up, all kinds of family drama, etc. All right, so that's what a healthy relationship looks like. Unhealthy relationship, controlling, that's a big one. Controlling, manipulation, very rigid. It's got to be their way. You want to do it this way. Nope, we can't do it that way. We have to do it this way. That's kind of a big red flag. You got to have a little flexibility, okay? Life is about motion, okay? And this goes to us too. What I find is when you're very, very rigid in setting an intention, or I want this, and this will go into law of attraction I'm going to talk about. When you're very rigid, it's got, no, this is it. No, my money will only come from my job. My money will only come from this. When you're very rigid in that belief, you are blocking off everything else coming your way. There is no way anything else can get you, because once again, you're rigid in your belief. So life is about allowing and breathing and allowing, and it can come in a lot of different ways, okay? And the ability to be flexible and to go with the flow, I would encourage you to do that, because that's how spirit gets you where you need to go to open more doors and more opportunities for you. But once again, if you're very rigid, or you're with somebody who's very rigid and very controlling, they only have to do it their way, understand that can impact you and that can shut down your life, okay? So controlling, rigidity, it has to be their way. Communication is difficult, very difficult. It's this. No, it's not. It's this. It's this. Just understand with those people, a little mantra, it's more important to be happy than it is to be right. It's more important to be happy than it is to be right. Some people like power struggles. I mean, that's it. It's all about winning for them. Don't waste your time and energy engaging. Don't waste your time and energy, because one of the other behaviors of a toxic relationship is justifying. And you find yourself justifying all the time. Well, it's because of this and it's because of that. And even when I talk with my patients, they'll say, well, I this and I'm like, stop. You're an adult. You don't need to justify anything. Knock it off. You're an adult. We all have lives. It's okay. But again, a healthy relationship, you understand the nature of life and the flow of life, okay? So, difficult experiences with those people, there's always opposition, manipulation, anger, passive-aggressive behavior. Again, big red flags, well, I guess I'll go. Well, fine, if that's what you want to do. You know, you're better off just saying to those people, you know what? Clearly this is not your gig. That's okay. Why don't you stay home and I'm going to go do this? Don't drag the bad time along with you. Go yourself, because I promise you, when you go, you're going to meet and experience way more than dragging your bad time with you, okay? Give them permission to be like, you know what? You're right. I see this as a problem. That's all right. You don't have to go. I'm going to go ahead and go. Thank you. That's fine. Let them off the hook. You're doing yourself a favor, okay? So the other thing is, around those people in unhealthy relationships, you find yourself walking on eggshells. You don't communicate openly, because you know it's going to set them off. If I say this. If I say that, they're going to do this. They're going to react like this. They're going to be pissed off. They're not going to talk to me. You know, just be, those are what unhealthy relationships looks like. And again, I wish somebody would have told me when I was 20, because it made a whole world of difference, okay? And now, say you're in one of those relationships. You have a couple options. One, the first and foremost, the most important thing is you need to trust yourself and extreme self-care. Because people that are like that you're involved with, what you don't realize is they are slowly sucking the life out of you, okay? So you need to get real stable, real grounded, and work on your self-esteem. Because as you work on your self-esteem and you feel empowered and you learn to listen to yourself and trust yourself more instead of what they say, you'll develop your self-esteem and your own power, and you will come into your own power, and you will do what's best for you. Because ultimately in this life, you are here to live your best life. Nobody can live that for you. And the problem is, if you abdicate your power and you allow somebody else to tell you what you can and cannot do, or what you should do, or how you should do it, when it falls apart, you followed them. So really got to blame yourself, not them, okay? So let's just move through that. So you're either going to reconcile, this is the relationship it is, the way it is. I'm going to minimize interaction. I will not engage in a constant wasting time and energy, trying to justify. I will no longer waste my time and energy justifying or explaining anything to those people. We're done. Because again, those people will drag you down. So be aware of that. So I'm just trying to help you identify traps or beliefs or old relationships that maybe pull you down or get you stuck. If you can identify them, you can work in that relationship. Just raise yourself up, and maybe that person will look at you and, why are you always happy? How come things always work out for you? Because I choose to be happy, because I choose to live a better quality of life. And just maybe you give them the space and the opportunity to make that shift, that their belief of, I grew up poor, we never came from anything, so therefore I am begrudgingly always jealous and have this attitude and chip on my shoulder. As you raise yourself up, you give those other people around you permission to do so as well, okay? So it's important. Extreme self-care. So how do you so with regards to those beliefs, the other thing I want to talk to you about is when you have those beliefs and these old beliefs in your life, sometimes you want to set a goal for yourself, or you want to open a yoga studio, or you want to lose 30 pounds, or you want to make X amount of dollars, or you want to attract an amazing partner. When you have these lower energy beliefs that really are not true and don't serve you, it's very difficult for you to raise your frequency and get those things or attract those things into your life, okay? So the way you get from there is with your beliefs. Let's just talk about, I want a better job. Let's just randomly, I want a better job. If you say, that job's out of my range, I can't do that. Well, can't is I could have and I never tried, is what can't stands for, okay? If you are already from the very beginning self-sabotaging yourself with, I can't do this, and even our children, we want to teach our children, I can't do this, I can't this. Yes, you can. Or you can say, you're right, like I'll say to a patient, well, no, I can't do that. Okay, you're right, you can't. I'm just not even gonna argue with you. You're right, you can't. It's a choice. You can do anything and be anything you want. It might take a little time, energy, and effort, yes. But if you, from the very beginning, sabotage yourself and say, no, that'll never happen. I can't open my own business. I can't do this. You have to be the one who believes in yourself, and you will take the step forward. Other people around you will be fearful. They will drop their fear on you. You must protect your dreams, and you share them only with a very, very small group of people who have your best interests and who are encouraging you and cheering you on, okay? So a lot of times I don't talk to people about things I'm doing behind the scenes or what I want to do just because they drop their fears on it, or unknowingly, they don't do it intentionally, but unknowingly. So you want to be able to share your dreams and cultivate those with people who you're in a healthy relationship with, okay? So say you want to attract, like I said, you want to attract a great job. What I would say with regards to that is the best thing that you can do to attract anything in your life, the number one most important thing is your beliefs. Now, we're going to walk through that. I want to challenge you to think of your beliefs, and we're going to look at it like this. There's a couple things I want to explain. First and foremost, we are all created the same. We are all created in the likeness and image of divine. Call it God, call it universal intelligence, call it source, call it whatever you want. We are all created and come from divine, okay? Because we come from divine, and this is where I get into my good stuff, man, because I dig this stuff. If you only understood how perfect we are created, okay? Our body, let's just talk about our body individual, because I have some great little statistics here. So, truth number one, we are all created in the likeness and image of divine. Our body, one cell in our body is more intelligent than any computer system that there is. At any second, your body right now is going through at least 100,000 chemical processes and biological processes in your body for each of the trillions of cells in your body. Right now, you're sitting here. Your lungs are working, your brain's working, your kidneys are working. You don't have to control none of that. I mean, when you understand the human body and how amazing it is and how perfect it's created, if you just start from that premise, like, wow, what an amazing creation. There's only one reason for that, for you to do amazing things. That's why you're here, to do and create amazing things in your life. It's not an accident. So to me, just the basic premise of how much time and energy and work into creating this amazing body and consciousness and awareness, we are all destined for great things. The question is are we going to look at ourselves in that light, or are we going to drop our energy and listen to what the crowds or the naysayers tell us, all right? So again, we're created in the likeness and image, okay? First thing, our energy is creative. We are all made up of energies. Our body, we are all created of energy. We all give off energy, okay? We all take in energy. We all know we can walk into a room and we feel it. Oh, something's off, or ooh, they're pissed. We all know that, we feel that. We all emit an energy, and there are biological processes going on in our body called bioluminescence, which actually, they're cellular and chemical reactions that create light within our body, which I love that. We're all made of light. Light is energy. So we're supposed to share that energy, okay? Now, the other cool thing about that is as we emit light, okay, that can be done in Kirlian photography called aura photography. You can see different energies, okay? But the cool thing about that is we give off a field, and in that field, it's all connected. And everything in life is all connected. When I'm sitting with someone or I'm in a room, just being in the room with you, I'm breathing out light, I'm breathing in light. I'm breathing in all of your energy, and you're breathing in all of my energy. So there is no way that we are not all connected. There is no way we're not all connected. So we're creating the likeness and image. We are all energetic beings, okay? All energy is connected. This is where we get into law of attraction and creating an attraction, okay? So we all also have free will to choose. The only thing that we have control over is our thoughts and our reaction to a situation. So this is where we go back to our beliefs, and this is why it's so important. I don't care what you were told previously. I don't care who shamed you. I don't care who dumped their bullshit on you because they were intimidated about who you are and they wanted to keep you down. That is no longer relevant. We are wiping that slate clean because it's not real. It's not real and it's not true, okay? You are beings of light, and you are beings here to let your light shine. Ultimately, that's what we're supposed to do. And the best gift that you can give to the world and to yourself is to follow your path. There is nobody else. You're not supposed to be following other paths. There will be teachers who come along your way that say things, or you read things, or you hear things, or you hear music that will activate you, and it'll turn something on and shift you on a dime. Those are little teachers. They're all around us all day, every day to help awaken us, okay? So while you're walking on your path, remember it's your path. It's not for anybody else. So you're going to do your own thing, and you don't need to explain or justify anything to anybody else. So we have free will. So the most important thing you can do is guard your energy, guard your energy, guard your energy. Now, a couple things to increase your energy. If I want to attract more goodness in my life, we have to get to that good place, okay? So energetically, when you're around heavier people, you're listening to heavier music, even down to, I'm a meat eater. Yeah, I love meat. I'm all about my meat. But it's dead and it has less energy. When we eat fruits and vegetables, that takes in the sun, and it biosynthesis and photosynthesis, that makes us brighter. So there is something to be said for the foods you're eating bring up your energetic frequency. And foods, sugars and processed foods and crap in a box, not real food, drop your frequency, okay? So we want to guard our frequency, we want to guard our energy. Avoid the people, avoid the things that drop your energy, be aware of what you're eating, be aware of what you're drinking. All those things will influence you. Even when I'm driving to and from work, I'm listening to happy, upbeat stuff. I'm not listening to stupid shit on the radio about what the Kardashians are doing, okay? Not to be rude, but that is so irrelevant, and that's heavier, low energy stuff. It's not life affirming. Does it make you feel good? Because really, our emotions tell us, this feels good, this feels right. Yeah, that means you're on the right track when you're like, oh my God, or oh, more drama. That's a no. I'm not interested in wasting my time and energy on that anymore, okay? So use your emotional guidance system and learn to trust it and be real quick with it. Your first impression, your intuition is always right. When you're like, oh yeah, that's a yes. If you're like, oh God, I don't know if I want to commit. The answer is no, you don't want to commit. You don't. Because maybe something's going on in your body saying, or intuition saying, not a good fit, not a good fit, not a good fit. The best option in that situation is to say, you know what? I'm going to consider that and I'll get back to you on that. If you don't have the courage to say absolute no, because we're all nice and we want to be people pleasers, if you don't have the courage to say, yeah, that's not going to work out for me. When you get over 40, you get into that age, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. You can say that very confidently. Just say, you know what, I will consider that. We'll talk about that another time. Even with kids, when the kids are badgering you, I want to do this, I want to do that. You know what? I'm going to think about that. If you ask again, it's a no. Just shut that down. Don't let those energy drains happen, okay? Now, with regards to our thoughts, what we want to do is we want to raise our frequency. Here's a couple things that we can do to raise our frequency. One, my first and favorite thing, animals. Love animals. Okay, as silly as it is, when I drive to work, if I like shift and kind of drop my energy down, you know what I think of? Goats. I think of those crazy goats across the street. They're just so nuts, man. They're just, you know what I'm saying? They're just, if you can't look at goats and watch their behavior and laugh and be like, they're just crazy. That's something so, I have no attachment to goats. So I don't have any behavioral like, yeah, but that goat cheated on me or that goat ripped me. You know, I don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like goats are a neutral thing for me. But animals are something that can bring up your frequency. Petting animals, touching animals, watching animals. Go on your phone. You're having a bad day, watch kitty cats or dogs play together or puppies. That'll snap you right out of it, okay? So animals are a good one. Nature, get out in nature. Earthing's so important. And I will tell you, I've been reading a lot about DNA and DNA activation because we're shifting from third to fifth dimension. And so things are kind of chaotic. For the old, heavier energy is going by the wayside and being revealed. The higher energy and the good vibrational frequency of where we're really supposed to be going, that's opening up way, way more. But what I will tell you is, getting out in nature, taking your socks and shoes off and earthing. Just get your feet in the grass, lay in the grass. It's talked about that the sunlight now and laying in the sunlight and being in the sunlight is activating different aspects of our DNA. You know, when scientists study our DNA, only 5% of our DNA is known what it's for. 95% of it, scientists don't know what it's for. 95%! Oh my God! What if that's all like amazing stuff waiting to be revealed to the world? I mean, what if that's really what's going on? And once again, because we're all energy and we're all connected, get out in the sunlight. Let Mother Earth fill you with that light and that joy and refill your cup, okay? Dancing, music. I like to sometimes listen to some Beastie Boys. As crazy as that is, I'm gonna just jam up my Beastie Boys. So breathing in, breathing out, yoga, spending time with positive people, that's a good one. Helping others, that's another good thing. If you're having a rough time, I was just saying to someone the other day, if you're having a rough time and you're just feeling crappy, sometimes helping somebody else gets you out of your own stuff and it allows you to feel good about helping somebody who could use your help, okay? So that'll definitely raise your frequency. Good music, meditation, breathing, dancing, nature, animals, yoga, meditation, all good positive things. Hugging someone, that's another one. It releases a chemical response in your body and makes you feel good. Okay, so these are things that'll raise your frequency. Now that we know how to raise our frequency, we want to spend more time and energy doing those things, okay? And as we do those things, we're going to work at it on a regular basis. I'm talking this is a daily thing that you do. Every time you find yourself dropping down into a old thought or an old behavior, I want you to switch it up and think of goats. No, I want you to switch it up and think of something else that shifts you from thinking of that stuff, because mulling over all that old stuff is not going to get you where you're going to go. Right now, today, anything that happened in the past, it is in the past. We are no longer going that way. You are in the now, and in the now is when you are creating your future. You are currently creating your future. Your thoughts are either you're planting seeds. All your thoughts are seeds. Now, you can either grow pretty gardens or you can plant weeds. It's your choice. The heavier thoughts are going to be weeds. Now, once you plant your happy thoughts, I'm attracting an amazing mate. I'm attracting great opportunities in my career. Oh my God, people come to me effortless. You'll never believe what happened. New things happened. I met this one, another opportunity came. I took that phone call. I said yes. It's crazy. I just decided to stop for a coffee. You'll never believe who I ran into. This is the stuff that we start setting our intention, and as soon as we start setting our intention of what we want and we play a little game with ourselves of what if it all goes right? Anybody see Seinfeld when George Costanza, he decided to do opposite of everything that he was doing in his life the opposite day? I want to challenge you to do opposite month. We're going to do opposite month. Every time something's like, you're not going to believe what happened. This sucks. You're going to be like, they broke up with me. Huh, I'm free. That means that the man of my dreams or my partner in life is finally going to be able to get to me. I'm no longer wasting energy with somebody who doesn't value and appreciate me. Healthy, happy people are coming my way effortlessly. So we're going to play opposite. We're going to play opposite month is what we're going to do. Now, somebody was just saying to me, I had him on the table the other day, and I said, what's going on with you? Like, you're so stressed out and struck out. What's bothering you? Money. Okay, everybody's worried about money, all right? This is what we're going to do with regards to money, because everybody's worried about losing weight, money, and job. Those are kind of the three big things. So with regards to money, understand that everything in life is energy. Money's energy. Money, it's an exchange of energy. That's what money is, okay? One of the things I teach in this book called Spiritual Economics, brilliant book on money and energy. We teach our kids and we think, save for a rainy day, save for a rainy day. No! You will attract a rainy day. Why are you doing that? No rainy day fund. How about an opportunity fund? This is my opportunity fund. See, the simple, subtle things of, I'm saving for a rainy day. I want to lose weight. No, you don't. You want to release weight. Because when you lose something, you want to find it. So these simple, little, subtle shifts help get us where we want to go, okay? So with regards to money and attracting more money, money is energy, so stop thinking of it as money, okay? What you want to do is think of how your gifts and talents can help other people and how you can help serve more people. It's not about getting money. See, that's where we get screwed up, is because we're trying to get. You're always going to have a struggle when you're trying to get things, because the universe prefers the cycle of life, which is giving. And the cycle of life, as you give, there's no way you can't get back. So energetically, you want to give your time and energy and services to help others. And in doing so, that's a high vibrational frequency. Because if I'm like, I got to get more money, or I appreciate all the new clients coming my way. I mean, you can just feel energetically how that feels, okay? That subtle shift. So I want you to be aware of that with regards to money. Don't say, we don't have enough money. You can say, you know what? That's not in our budget right now, but we're saving for an opportunity. So this is great. We'll be able to do this in no time. So with regards to money, I want you to start thinking of it as energy. Instead of looking at lack at what you don't have, I want you to take stock in everything you do have. Thank you, God, I have a car. Thank you, I have a place to live. Thank you, I have a job to go to. Thank you for these new shoes. Thank you for my coffee that I bought at Dunkin' Donuts today. Thank you, I had the opportunity to buy somebody in line behind me Dunkin' Donuts today. I want you to start thinking of the simple little things and appreciate every single one of those little things, because I am quite certain, true story, just the other day I was on the phone with my husband. I was going through Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru, and I was paying the person behind me. And he said, you're buying somebody else's stuff? And I said, yeah, I am. And he said, why? And I'm like, because there was a time that I didn't have anything to buy for myself. And I don't know that person. They're not relevant in my life, but there was a time that I didn't have things. And so as a result of that, it makes me want to pay things forward randomly. So I do random acts of kindness and weird things like that, because it just makes me feel good, because I am in a place that I can give. There was a place that I couldn't give, and I'm sure you have all been there as well, and I'm sure you've all been there as well. So once again, if you want to attract more, not get, we're not trying to get, we're trying to attract more, okay? The way you do that is give your time, your energy, yourself, be true, be authentic, okay? And give your talents and skills. That's really the most important thing you can do, is show up authentically and give that. And stop worrying about the fear consciousness, because we always constantly worry about money. And this is what I said to this gentleman. I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. I guarantee you, if we look over the past 5 to 10 years, you have always worried you don't have enough money. You've always worried about you can't afford this and you can't afford that. And what I will say to you today is, you are here and you are healthy and you're alive, and your thoughts create things and your thoughts attract things, okay? You were able to drive here today. So how much is enough? You have what you need at this time. Just be open to allowing more, because if you always look at what you don't have, that's where you're gonna stay. If you look at what's coming your way and new opportunities and new accounts and and new people and new contacts, man, everything energetically is connected. The whole world out there is all connected. That's why you can think of somebody and your phone rings. You're like, God, that was so weird. They called me out of the blue. No, they didn't. You're energetically connected. That's why that stuff happened. The strangest thing, I was looking at this and then it popped up. Energetically, everything's connected, okay? This is the universe playing its game. Yeah, we got you. Yeah, we hear you. You should just trust us more. You should listen to us more, okay? That's part of the opposite game we're going to start playing. Trusting your intuition, going down the road less traveled, and just allowing. So once you start planting those seeds of, I believe the universe does not lack. Who gets up in the morning is worried about there's not enough air to breathe today? Raise your hand. Yeah, nobody, right? There's a lot of people being born. They're taking more air, okay? What's going on? But my point of the matter is, there is always enough. There is always enough, okay? So every time you start being fearful of money, I want you to worry about, what about the air? Am I going to be okay today? All right? Because that kind of puts in perspective how nuts you're really becoming. You just need to shift that perspective and say, never worry about air, because there is always enough. I'm simply going to open myself up. The next thing you're going to do is allow. You're planting the seeds of what you desire and what you want to attract. Keep doing this and keep staying in that high frequency and helping others and letting your light shine on a regular basis. And I swear to you, it will start coming to you so fast. People, opportunities, joy, gratitude, and actually you'll actually be happier, because when you're trying to get, it's not sustainable. You're always trying to get, and there's someone else to manipulate, or another sale, or another thing to conquer, and no. Whew, that's exhausting. Whereas if you recognize what you have to offer and the services you have to offer and how you can help other people, way different frequency. So what you want to do is stay in that high frequency and recognize you need to allow it to come to you. Every time you say, I've been doing this meditation and this law of attraction stuff for like 2 days now, and I don't understand, nothing's happening. Every time you say that, or that didn't come through, or that didn't happen, well, yeah, every time you stop, every time you question why it's not here, why it hasn't happened, how come it's taking so long, you're saying to the universe, you're not capable of managing this. Like, what are you doing? How come you're taking too long? You are sabotaging and blocking your energy because you do not believe in the power that created this magnificent body. You don't think it's capable of bringing you different clients or more money or a new car or more opportunities. My God, it creates you. You don't think it can bring physical stuff to you? Yes, it can. Okay? So I want you to allow things and give it time to breathe. And every time you go down that road of fear, or you need to immediately shift your focus onto goats or something happy or puppies, or go into gratitude, go into a gratitude rant. Thank you, God, for everything I have. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. Thank you for my family. Thank you for the health of my family. Thank you for my health. Thank you, I can make choices today. Okay? So, with regards to the law of attraction, the two biggest things are, one, set your intention. Don't be so rigid in what it has to be, okay? Because, real quick story, and then I'll wrap up. I originally, when I was considering a partner, I said, I won't date anybody that has more than 2 kids. They have to have a master's or a PhD, and they can't live more than 5 miles away, and they definitely can't drive a truck, and they have to know what thread count was. Okay, that's crazy criteria, but nonetheless, yeah, cray criteria. Okay, here's the deal. In the end, my husband has 3 kids and drives a truck. He's an electrician. He does know what thread count is. And he lived 30 miles away. So everything that I said I would not do is my husband, and he is the healthiest. It is the happiest, healthiest relationship I've had in my entire life. He is a blessing and such a good man. But my God, I was sabotaging myself with it has to show up and look like this. No, it doesn't. What if the universe is smarter than you? It might be, okay? So what I would say is, loosely, I want to attract these values instead, not what it looks like, okay? And then set that intention, plant those seeds, dream big, seed that all over, and let it go and allow it. And in the meantime, all you got to do is keep your frequency up and watch things come to you effortlessly, okay? So that's my whole little spiel on law of attraction. I want you all to write down what it is, and give yourself a little 30-day challenge on, let me just pick one thing that I would like to shift in my life, and I'm going to focus on all the joy that's coming my way. Okay? So thank you, ladies. Thank you all for showing up today, and sending you many blessings and prosperity. Have a great one. Bye-bye.